Hey, this is Chris from Plotly, and I want to showcase some new features that are available in the Explore page in Plotly Studio. The new Explore page is a new feature that's available in today's November 20th release. And the feature I want to talk about today is this section of suggestions under Create a Tool or Calculator. So in the Explore page, we generate a set of suggested charts based off of your data set. So they range from things like making a graph, like tree map of request type by volume and category, to viewing things over time, doing comparisons, and so on. For each of these suggestions, you can view the prompt that was auto-generated by Plotly Studio that is based off of your data, and you can change this if you want. And then you can just click Generate, and this will create the chart for you. The Create or Tool or Calculator section goes beyond just simple charts and includes actual calculators that can be used as operational tools or deeper data analysis. So I've created a few of these already just by clicking the Generate button, and just want to showcase to you what Plotly Studio can create. So this first one was case resolution time analysis with percentile benchmarks. This particular data set is looking at 311 complaints in San Francisco, so things like street and sidewalk cleaning, parking enforcement, graffiti. And in this particular tool that it created, it is showing percentile benchmarks, and you can change this to show the resolution time in different percentiles. So P75 is the 75th percentile, P95 is the 95th percentile, so ones that take the longest, or P50, the median. And then you can see over time the resolution rates for those different categories. So that's a pretty cool chart. Let's take a look at some other ones. This next one was geographic hotspot clustering. In here we can see different regions. It looks like we're taking San Francisco and putting it into a grid, and then looking at different complaints within that grid. For any of these visualizations that get created, you can go over into the specification and see exactly what Plotly Studio did in order to create this analysis. So you can see here, for computing, it computed additional columns. It created grid cells by rounding latitude and longitude to nearest 0.005 degree increment. It counted the cases per grid cell, counted the cases per square mile by using this approximation. So the important thing is that this isn't a black box. What we're doing with Plotly Studio is providing you the ability to provide prompts, or auto-generating those prompts as suggestions for you. And when you submit this, it's going to generate some code that is based in Python, does Python data analytics, and creates graphs and controls using Plotly's graphing libraries in the Dash application framework. Then, based off of the code that gets generated, we create the specification file that shows you exactly what the code was doing, and then display the result in an interactive visualization here that has a bunch of different controls that you can use to change different aspects of the analysis. Let's take a look at a couple other ones in here. Case aging cohort analysis with survival curves. In here, this is showing a survival curve on the left, and then the median days to close category. To close by category. And if you don't know what a survival curve is, you can see the description below that's auto-generated that describes what this is. But again, you can also go into the specification and see how this was computed. So calculate age days as the number of days between open and close, and group by cohort and calculate the survival rate, which is the percentage of cases that are still open at each day interval from 0 to maximum age. So as I look at this chart, you can see that things like parking enforcement take the longest are the longest types of complaints to get closed out. I have another chart application here that's looking at energy data. This is energy data from ComEd, which is a utility in the Midwest. And the data set is really simple. It's just showing hour by hour energy demand on the ComEd grid. And so with a simple data set like this, you might think that there's not many ways to visualize the data, but just going through the charts that Plotly Studio generated, you can see that there's actually a lot of different ways that you can look at this data set. You can compare years against each other. You can look at the most common hour by month over time. You can look at this by averages or the maximum amount of energy demand on the grid. And if we go into some of these calculator or tools that were generated, you can see things like a load duration curve showing the percentile of demand on the grid, so the most common demand on the grid. You can see this binned by different hours. Things like load factor here showing how much load was on the grid. And in this particular example, the system capacity, so the amount of energy that the grid can handle, wasn't actually in the data set. So what the analysis did is it made it a parameter, and it made it a parameter that you can adjust up here in this dropdown. So things like these sort of parameters that the data analysis might do can be exposed to the user, so you can look at these different analysis in different simulations. You can see this particular tool was ramp rate and load variability analysis. Ramp rate meaning how much energy was ramped up within a single hour. So if everybody goes home and plugs in their electric car at 5 p.m., then the ramp rate might be really high. And you can see in this chart here on the left, it's showing ramp rate with extreme events and showing this over time. And then you can see the most common hours where ramp rate is high. So 8 in the morning when folks are waking up and running their toasters or hot water heaters, or at midnight. And so all of these suggestions here were just created by Plotly Studio and the Suggestions tab. If I go down here and see this Create in Tool or Calculator, when I, right before this demo, I opened this up and I just clicked Generate on a few of these. And this was actually the first time I did that on this data set. So it's a pretty amazing way to visualize data and to get ideas of ways that you can analyze it, and ways that you can go deeper with your data set and turn your data sets into actual applications that can be used by your organization to make decisions based off of your data, or to drive organizational action on a day-to-day basis. It goes beyond just looking at historical data and exploring your data, but actually into tools and calculators that can be used on a day-to-day basis. This is all possible because all of the analytics in Plotly Studio is backed by Python, which has a really rich set of data analytic capabilities. And this, the Python code is all generated through natural language in these editable prompts. So it's pretty amazing capabilities. I'm really excited about this, and give it a try. Let us know what you think. If you have any feedback, you can go into the tool and go into support or the community forum, or just send us a line here with feedback. All right, thanks a lot for watching, and I can't wait to see what you create with this.